Good morning and welcome to In the Mornings with Eddie and Vinny, where we have two rideshare drivers that are working out of ride sharing through day trading. Hopefully, at least for Vinny, but not for me. I'm still learning. All right. But before we get to some news, let's all right, Vinny's gonna go over some support and resistance, which it looks simple, but it's not working for me. Okay. So all right, Vinny, take it over.
Hold
Take
on,
it
wait
over.
a minute.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Okay. I don't
Don't
know what I'm doing
say,
wrong.
don't say, no, it's not about right or wrong. It's about learning.
Correct.
Don't say it's not working for you. Just this stuff takes time.
That's right.
And
So you know
and
what? I'll put it this way. I
wait,
don't get
wait,
it.
okay. And well,
I don't get it.
listen. When it comes to any acquired skill, everybody and their brother is going to try to tell you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has the magic bullet. Doesn't matter if it's rideshare, doesn't matter if it's trading stocks. Everybody swears up and down they got the magic bullet. The only magic bullet there is to any skill, right, is the one you formulate in your head, your strategy that works for you. That's it.
Huh?
If that's yellow line over the green line and that's what works for you, God bless, and that's what works for you.
Yeah.
Morning, rideshare, Lisa. Listen, it's all about what works for you, what your mind's eye sees.
I should have stayed with the green line over the yellow line.
Well, listen, there were a couple of good things that were going on, and you were doing well, but this shit takes time. And it's tricky. The market is tricky. And it can be emotional. It just can. It can be extremely, extremely emotional. By the way, the market is open.
Yes.
So what I want to do today is I just want to give a very, very, very brief overview of how to draw a support resistance line and how to spot a trend on a couple of different time frames. That's it. That's all we're going to do because, damn it, it's time to be about it. Either we're going to try to help people or we're not. But to me, keeping it simple, stupid, is the way to do it. So depending on, it just comes down to what you think your mind's eye needs to see. That's all it is, really.
Is that, is it,
Really,
this
that's
is,
all it is.
but with this whole money thing, I've been getting like really, for some reason, I have always found, in between having all the other apps and then nothing going right, uh, um, I have always seemed to be able to pay all my bills and stuff. I
Uh-huh.
feel like this guy. I feel like this guy right here. Like this guy right here. It is just like shoot, like ooh, near miss. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Right? Everything's going like, oh, here comes another one. It's like it's just near misses, right? It's like, you know what's like, okay, let me get the hell out of here. Maybe I can start all over again and all that stuff. And I just poof, you know.
Oh shit.
So that's what it feels like.
That's how we are right now, right? Good morning, Raymond. ¿Qué pasa,
It's just
bro?
near
Oh
misses.
man,
Near misses.
bro, hey, you know what? That's some real shit. That is just some real stuff. So anyway, I'm just going to show some. We're going to bring up a chart. Okay, you guys follow along. This is only if you want to learn, right? This is only if you want to learn. So I'm going to try to keep this as plain and as simple as possible. Okay. Support and resistance lines are basically a horizontal line that comes across an area that's going to tap 3 or 4 points. Okay. As an example, this yellow line right here, I'll make it thicker. Is it coming through okay on the screen there, Eddie?
Yes.
We're going to make it up. We'll make it a 4-pixel line. What we have here is this is SPY. This is the S&P ETF. The stock is irrelevant. What it's showing you, the picture is trying to paint you, is what's relevant. Right here, we saw the trend line. The trend was moving up, right? It came up. It got to this point, whatever this number is, 354.91, right? 355, we'll say, right? And it rejected. Now, by rejecting, it also created another little area. See here, 1 point, 2 points. Once it broke through, it bounced here. It corrected it, or it made its way back up again. It reversed, went back up, crashed hard, came in for a nice correction. We're not going to get into that. But again, here we go. Some support right there. Okay. Reverse, it fell down to this support level. This was a support level. When it reverses back up, when the stock price comes down, it hits a certain level and reverses the opposite direction. Right? It does its deal, comes back down again, comes to that same exact point and reverses direction. That is a support level. This is a support line. If it's coming, if the stock is going up, and I'll show you another one here. If the stock is going up, look at this, right here, okay, a little bit of dubbing in here. If the stock is going up and it hits a certain level and rejects, reverses, this would be resistance. So we'll put resistance in red, we'll put support in green, just for argument's sake, okay? Stock was coming up, got to this point, reversed, came all the way back down here to the support level, reversed. This is all tradable. This is on the 1 day, this is on the daily time frame too. Just to let you know. If I'm going too fast or you have a question, feel free to ask. You're looking for horizontal lines that give you multiple points of reversal. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's a whole bunch in here. Here's 3. Right? Here's 4. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for something that you can see plainly that the stock price reverses in the opposite direction. These are called support and resistance lines. So you can use these, right, as you become more skilled and more understanding and study. This game is, listen, dude, trading stocks, following stocks. You don't even have to trade to follow. Just follow. You can use TradingView. It's free. It is free. TradingView. It's the number one charting software on the planet. And they have a free version. Not a 30-day trial, a free version. Okay? And you can start to follow your favorite stock or whatever, whether it's Tesla, Uber, Lyft, whatever. It doesn't matter. Start following something and start learning support and resistance like we have here. Support, resistance, broke through, right? It flipped this to support, came way up here, and then whack, right all the way back down again. Now, that's support resistance. What I want to show you now is the trend line. So again, we are on a, let me clear this chart out. Okay. We are on a 1 day time frame. I am going to take you all the way back. This should be March of, hold on a minute. What is this? Get out of there. I'm taking you, no, that's too far back. I don't want to take you that far back. 16, no, I want to go back to March of 20. Okay, this is what I always do. Well, you know what? I want to show you something. Here is March of 2009. 2009, March of 2009. Okay? March of 2009. We're going to start a point right there. And look at this. We have, again, just like with support and resistance lines, we're looking for multiple touches. So we have an anchor point, right? This was a low. right? Came here, up, reversed. Came back down, reversed, reversed. Came all the way, reversed, broke through a little bit, reversed. In other words, we now have a channel, or not a channel, a trend. We have a trend going up. This is an upward trend. Even though there are times where the stock price went up, came back down. Price went up, came back down. That's fine. That's trading. That's going to happen. You're going to have corrections, what they call corrections along the way, because the stock can get so overvalued, right? Then what happens? People take their profits. Good. If there's some bad news on a stock, people are going to sell and take their profits, right? And so this is something that you have to be aware of. But when you're investing, we're not talking about trading now. We're talking about investing, right? This is where you want to see this long-term growth. And as long as that stock, and I'm going to show you a perfect example, as long as that stock is going in the upwards direction, the trend is up. Right here, the price was, back here, SPY was $70.20. This is the SPY ETF. $70.20. SPY right now today, this is in 2009. SPY right now today is trading at $440. Okay? Because it just kept going in an upward direction. Now, something else I want you to notice. When it corrects itself, right, it's coming all the way back down to this trend line. So if from 2009, we have been riding this trend all the way through, what should we be expecting here? What do you think is going to happen here, Eddie? This at some point is going to rip all the way back down. It's going to come back down to this trend line at some point, right? We see here, this is March 20th of 2020. This is the day the world shut down. March 18th, March 20th of 2020 is when the pause happened. And look what happened to the stock market after that. All that free money came into the market that the Fed was printing up. The whole economy was being propped up by the Federal Reserve. And look at all of that money, liquidity. Everybody had money. PPI loans, right? Unemployment. Everybody had access to money. That cost them nothing to acquire that money. And the market went through the freaking roof. But now we see here, right? Here, December of 21. Now this is when the Fed starts coming in and starts doing their quantum tightening. Now they're saying, oh, no more free money. We got to start taking it back. Now we start getting a good correction in here. So my point to this is, as long as we're in an uptrend, we're good. But as soon as this market starts ripping all the way back down here, and we're at an inflection point, Eddie, let me show you something. You know how I'm a big fan of my Fibonacci, right? Here's the high. Here's the high of the market at 460, 479, 480, right? Here's a retracement. Look what's happening right now look what's happening with the Fib retracement over this time frame. We're back in this zone. We're in a zone where this is going to be very, very it's going to be a challenge to trade this market, I think, on the longer term, unless you're just going short on the market. Going short on the market basically means you're betting against the market. You think the price of the market is going to decrease, not increase. That's a whole nother thing. But as far as investments are concerned, let's go look at my favorite, right? Let's go look at my favorite, NVIDIA. Okay. Here's NVIDIA. I'm going to put a date in here for you. Where's it at? Here we go. Give me a second, y'all. And this is why you just never know what a stock is going to do. Okay? This is what you never know about a stock. This stock price on NVIDIA at this time was like $14. right? I'm going to just use a rough. I know what the actual number was, but I'm just going to use a rough thing here. We're just going to click it in right there because remember, this is daily chart. That's not it. Let me do something here. NVIDIA. Oh, remember, everything's split down too. So this might not show up the way it needs to. All right. But this is the time when I got into NVIDIA, X amount of shares. But we had a split down. So we got to remember that. Here's the difference, dude. Look what happened to NVIDIA after the fact. This is a daily chart, remember. The whole reason NVIDIA got on my watch list to begin with was because the Motley Fool, which is a stock magazine newsletter, right, said that AI self-autonomous driving vehicles, they thought at Motley Fool at the time thought that NVIDIA chip manufacturer, NVIDIA graphics chip maker would be the one that could make the chips that would be able to make the cars fully autonomous. This was their thought process. But now here, something interesting happened. Not only did we start FOMOing into self-driving, you know what else happened around this time? Bitcoin. Bitcoin started becoming popular at the same time. And what is NVIDIA best known for? NVIDIA is best known for making graphic cards for your computer. You know, so we can see all the fancy graphics and streaming like we're doing now and video games, right? That was their deal. That's what they did. That's what they were.
And those are the chips they used for the mining.
So what happened was about 2017, right? It's 2017 is when Bitcoin started getting popular, right? And it had that huge run up December of 17. Here, I'm going to show you something here. When they say follow the money, bro, always follow the money. All of a sudden, NVIDIA now is at, was at 559. At the first Bitcoin frenzy, all of a sudden NVIDIA is at $54. In 2 years, it went from $560 to $54. And when you looked at it, you're like, oh, this stock ain't doing shit. It ain't doing nothing. It ain't doing nothing, right? But it was. But it was doing something. You know what it was doing? It was growing. So like Sergio said the other day, when you start talking about dollar cost averaging into something, right? And I'm going to bring you to something when we get done with this. But look what we got here. We were just talking about what? Support resistance lines, right? Well, here we go. Let's find a couple support resistance lines. Here's one right here, right? 607. Somewhere around in here, right? We got the bump. It reversed, consolidated, pulled back a little bit. I'm showing you guys this because this is how you have to look at charts and trading, right? There was a whole bunch of buyers in this area. And finally, it took off. Now, I'm not going to get into supply-demand zones, just support and resistance. Supply-demand zones are a whole nother animal. And now, look what happens. We get the big move up, right? And now everybody's starting to catch on with the Bitcoin, and they're starting to use these graphic cards, right, to mine Bitcoin, mine Ethereum, mine what's the other one there? XRP. Graphics cards are now advancing. What else is going on between 2015 and 2017? Streaming is taking off. YouTube is taking off. All that technology is taking off. So NVIDIA starts to take off.
Boom.
Now we get that's exactly right. Now we've got the Bitcoin height was like 17,000 at that time. Now everybody and their brother wants to mine Bitcoin. So go back and look in YouTube and you'll start seeing how to mine Bitcoin. And you'll look for this time frame, this 2017 to 2019 area. Freaking everybody's mining Bitcoin at home. But they need the right graphics card to be able to mine it. Who's the leader of the pack? NVIDIA. NVIDIA's leader of the pack. AMD is there, right? They're very comparable, but they couldn't do what NVIDIA could do. So now we start getting this huge uptrend, bro. Look at this huge uptrend. You can just start to see it. It's just what. So my point is that you never know which stock is going to take off, which stock isn't going to take off. But if it's doing this, if it's going up, that's a good thing. Dollar cost average in, dollar cost average in. If I were going to be trading this stock, which I have not, I have been holding it since back here in April of 2015, right? But what I paid for it and what it's worth, you guys see the difference. That's investing.
When was it? When was it that you got it?
2015, April.
2015.
So when you look at it, right? But when you look at it, it's a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows. But again, we have support resistance lines. There's one right there, right? Came up here, rejected. So at this point, this was resistance. It got up here to this $72, retraced back down to 29, 30 bucks, consolidated for a long time, ran back up again, right there to 75, rejected, and then pushed through. And now we have a trend line. Push through. Look at that trend line all the way through. So we knew we were safe. In NVIDIA, you knew you were safe as long as you had this trend line going. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, reversed right off that every time. Hit a high way back here in November of 21. Well, guess what else happened on November of 21, December of 21? The S&P market fell apart. Now the big retracement's coming in. This shit it's related. It's all related, right? Look, I'll show you.
I'm looking at the market now.
Well, hold on. I want to show you something. Right? This is why reading charts is so important. People, listen, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just showing you what I do. Okay? But we're looking at what? What are we looking at here? November of 21. So let's get into the daily. Let's get into November of 21. Here's November of 21. Do you notice something? Came right down. Here we go, right? Here we go. Bam. Down. November of 21. Okay, let's go over here. November of 21. Down. It all lines up. So knowing your support resistance areas and knowing your trend lines, knowing the trend of a stock, you can start to make, you don't have to know shit about the market to understand that if I'm going to trade something, if I'm going to invest in something, I want to make sure, I want to see what the stock is doing. Is it trending up or is it trending down? Because anybody could do this, Eddie. Anybody could do this, right? If they understand a trend line, right? Boom, there's a trend line. Anybody can do this. Here it is coming up, right? Boom, we were going up that way. We saw this reversal here. Now we got a new trend line coming down.
Yeah, so you mark the line. Once it peaks and it goes the other way, that's where you mark your line.
That's it. Once it peaks and you see it's coming down and it starts to break certain trend lines, well, now you know you can sell. See, because look at this. It broke this trend line. Once we got here to this spot, hold on. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Hold on. Give me a second. Here it is. Once we broke this here, this trend line here, once we broke that line, we could have gotten out of the stock. Because what would it have mattered? Well, this is what you would have been up. If you got in here, March of 20, when the market crashed, when the world shut down, everything was done, right? This is long-term investing. You could have been in NVIDIA at 48, we'll say 48 bucks, right? Oh, wrong thing. Hold on. Boop. Let me get out of there for a minute. That's the short long position. We don't want that. price range. So say we got in here at $46, $47, and we ride it out until it breaks below our trend line, which would have been there, which would have put you at a 339% increase. You're in for 48, you're out for 158. That's long-term investing. And now you can sit and wait because you knew you had this trend line right here. Let me get this out of the way. I'm just going to move this out of the way. We know what the number is. You could have sat here. All right, we sold here. Now we're going to wait and see what happens. You can catch it again here, ride it up. And look what we had sitting right here, Eddie. Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, dude. And if I'm going too fast, I apologize. If people think I'm full of shit, then go to another channel. I'm not trying to be facetious there. I'm just showing you something. We had the uptrend line here. We get in down here March of 20. We ride it all the way up. We see it's coming back down. Okay, but it popped up. So now we have established a trend line at the height. And then we got to look at that. It came up here. We're still above our trend line. We're still holding the stock. Once it broke below this trend line, boom, we know we can write it down because we had this support resistance line sitting here. And then this is where we start to pay attention to the stock again. Do we jump back in or do we get out? Well, guess what? It got below it, reversed back above this. This now becomes support. There's your support line. Boom. You're above it. You jump back in the stock. Long-term investing, you're off to the fucking races. You're off to the races, bro. Look at this. You're off to the races. That's trading. That's trading 101. It's as basic as that. What people don't have is patience. They have no patience, especially in this generation. They want everything today. Day trading, the difference between day trading and long-term investing is the day trading is you got to make a decision a whole hell of a lot faster. It's still the same basic concept. So yes, while long-term investing can provide a more steady way of, making money in the market, can allow you for a lot more room for mistakes. If you're wrong, you can still be profitable. Day trading can do the same thing, but not everybody's built to day trade. Not everybody's built to swing trade. So that's my way of looking at it. I do it both. I have long-term investments. You're looking at one of them right there. I got long-term investments here. I've got long-term investments here. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it up for you in a minute. Yeah, I got long-term investments here. BTC. These are long-term holds. These are untouchables. I'll sleep under a bridge before I touch these fucking things. Okay? Long-term holds. And believe me, I could use it right now. Long-term holds. They're unfucking touchable. Okay? But then there are times too where all I got to do is just flip into a 5-minute chart. And now I know what I want to do here. Right? I saw somebody saying last night, I saw a little video clip last night, a guy that I like to follow. He's like, oh, Bitcoin's crashing. Bitcoin's not crashing. The fuck are you talking about? Bitcoin can swing $3,000, $4,000 in a day. We're only down $300 from yesterday. Bitcoin's not crashing. People are stupid. Always be careful who you listen to. I'm not saying anyone's way is right or anyone's way is wrong. All I'm saying is when it comes to this kind of stuff, right? You have to, it's what you see. Okay? It's what you see. It's what your mind's eye sees. See, there's a lot of sellers and buyers right here. This is a supply-demand zone on Bitcoin. It's a lot of sellers and a lot of buyers right in this area. There was a lot up here too. This is on a 30-minute chart. But it's not going anywhere. Where's Bitcoin going? Right? Because if we shrink it up and we go back into support resistance areas, right? So let's find one on Bitcoin real quick. Areas I'd be looking for. You got buyers all in this area. You got buyers all in here. So let's see. We'll take that and we'll find a nice little happy medium. There you go, right there. lot of resistance or a lot of support right here. Once it broke above it, rejected, reversed, came up. A lot of support in here. Again, stayed above it, reversed down, stayed above it. This is buyers and sellers, bro. This is trading. This is trading 101. This is basic shit. So that's what I wanted to explain to people today. Eddie, I wanted to bring my opinion to basic support resistance. We can do let's do lift, because lift is the lift. Somebody told me the other day lift was going to the moon. Are they? They pulled some bullshit on the investors 2 days ago by having the CEO buy $1 million worth of stock. Everybody was caught off guard in pre-market trying to figure out what the hell happened. They were caught off guard in pre-market. Right here it is. I'm going to show it to you.
But
right?
then it dumped.
There it is. The news broke insider buys. Not only the CEO bought 1 million share or 100,000 shares. I think the CFO or somebody, one of the other higher ups, bought some shares too. And then they made the statement, this is the best investment I could possibly make at the time. Right? Okay. But what happened? When everybody figured out it was an inside buy, whoop, right? You got FOMO, fear of missing out. Retail came in and started buying up shares. So now I'm not saying this is what Risher did, but if you can control the market and get I think Risher bought at 1144. I think that was the number. Don't hold me to that. I know it was in that range. If this is where this orange line is where David Risher, well, actually, you know what? I'll turn that green. If this is where he bought, I'm not saying he did this. I highly doubt he did this. But if this is where he bought, okay, and the stock price wound up hitting, we won't even go to the top end. We'll just go here. At 1239, he bought 100,000 shares. His price, from what he paid for it, if he would have sold it, which I'm not saying he did, but if he would have sold it, he'd have made about $1 a share.
Double his money.
That's $100,000. If he bought 100,000 shares at 1.1 million, and he got the price to move $1, he made $100,000. Just about 9.5% on his money. Versus, and that's in one morning, dude. The fucker made $100,000 in one morning.
But
right? If he sold, I doubt if he sold. I'm sure he's holding it. But this is how market manipulation happens. Hedge funds, the George Soros of the world, the Warren Buffetts of the world. They get you to think one thing while they're actually doing something else. Misdirection. It's classic art of war, right? Get your enemy to defeat themselves. So, what I'm saying here is he moved the market enough to jump the stock price $1. Now the market caught on to what happened, though. See, here's the thing. The market caught on to what happened. The news came out because remember, we were live, Eddie, and I said, why the hell is Lyft's price jumping? There's no news. An hour into the trading market, an hour. Remember, we're on a 1 hour chart here, y'all. We're on a 1 hour chart. I forget where I had that. We're on a 1 hour chart. An hour into the market open, the news came out about the inside buying. That Risher bought 100,000 shares. What did the market, how did they react? They sold their shit. They manipulated their own stock price. Combine that with the news articles that came out that says Lyft wants to get rid of surge and bonus and prime time, right? As a matter of respecting the riders, because the riders hate that.
Yeah.
Because we're here to suck their ass.
Right.
Because we're here to suck their ass, right? Now look what's happened, though. Look what's happened. He is right back to where he was. Not him. Lyft stock price is right back to where it was 2 days ago. This was a market move. This was a, hey, let's try to inspire confidence in retail to buy our stock. You know what else happened this day at this time? Another analyst, and I don't trust analysts, but another analyst came out and said, we had Lyft stock price targeted at 12. We think it's worth 9 now. So the same day he's buying 100,000 shares to kind of boost his stock price, put some trust and faith in his stock price, he's got an analyst group coming up behind him telling him, no, you ain't worth 12, bro. You're worth 9. And look where we're at. We're right back to where we were 2-3 days ago. So I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a dumbass Uber driver. What do I know? I don't know how to read.
But, I mean, it took off, and now it's right back down below from where he bought it from. So
100%.
I wonder how many people, got caught in that.
Well, how many they're called bag holders. So now let's do this one more time. Let's do this on the Lyft daily chart. On the daily chart. This is important to see. On the daily chart, which way is it going? Look at this. I mean, look at the way the stock price is. Right? Boom. This is Lyft's problem. Or let me get the number. Let me get the red up there. The trend line shows me that we bottomed out. I think we bottomed out. Bro, if Lyft gets any lower than this, just sell them. Because, here's the entire history of the Lyft stock price. Here's the entire history. 88.90, so $89 basically, just round number. On the day they IPO'd, $89. They're trading at $11.50 right now. What's the trend line showing you?
It's going down, trending down.
Now the thing is, and this is encouraging to see if you wanted to invest in Lyft long term. I'm not saying they're a bad investment because they're cheap right now. They are cheap. But as a long-term investment, right? $10, basically $10, $9.97. That's your support. Here's your support right now on Lyft, $9.97. So if you wanted to invest in Lyft, right now might not be a bad time to do that. It might not be a bad time to do that. What's the worst that can happen here? Because the stock is already beaten down.
Yep, I got Lyft stock long term. I have Lyft stock.
I trade Lyft every earnings report. Every earnings report, I trade them every time because they're so predictable. Uber too. Uber's predictable too. Right?
Before the earnings or after the earnings?
Both. I usually with options, I'll start looking at options prior to earnings and try to get an idea, a sense of what it's going to do. Right? Because we know historically after every earnings, they drop. Here, look, earnings down, earnings down, earnings down, earnings down, earnings down. I mean, I could do this all day. It absolutely does it every single time. Earnings down, going into earnings, pump up, going into earnings, pump up. This shit is clockwork. That's not saying anything negative against Lyft, but math is truth. Numbers don't lie. They don't lie. Now, is that saying that at some point Lyft can't turn around and shock the world? Of course they can. Of course they can. Listen, this week working, I just told Eddie, I got in like 12 hours for the week. I've only made like $230. Right? That's all I made on Lyft. Uber, I've had Uber on for 7.5, almost 8 hours. I haven't gotten one single request all week on Uber. Not one. My, you know how you got your acceptance rate?
Uh-huh.
Last 10 requests Uber has sent me, I have accepted all 10. I am 10 out of the last 10 on Uber requests. I have not gotten an Uber ride since Saturday. Haven't gotten a request since Saturday. Lyft, I don't know, 7, 8 rides in. I think I'm 8 rides in for the week. limited duty, right? 12 hours, 11 hours, whatever it is. I've only made $230.
Yep, I only work half the time. This year,
I'm not even half the time, dude. My utilization right now, my active time is 30% of my online time. I'm okay with that because I know what I'm doing, right? I'm testing strategies from last week to this week. So we'll see if I'm right today. But my point is, when it comes to the stock, right, is listen, Uber pays better on upfront pricing than Lyft. I don't think anybody can deny that. Uber pays better upfront pricing than Lyft. But Uber will absolutely screw you over with the surges if you got surge attached, and they'll do the negative fee or whatever they're doing. That's fine. You guys know all this shit before you turn on the app, bro. You already know this shit before you turn on the app. So don't bitch about it because you're still turning on the app. Make sense, Eddie?
yes, it does. That's why you always
Don't
pivot.
bitch about something if you're going to continue to fucking turn on the app. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Always
Kiss my
pivot.
ass.
That's why I'm keeping track of time right now because I started another app, something that Billy doesn't want to do, and I got some deliveries to do.
No,
See if the
give me a
deliveries.
subscribe. So here's where we're at with Lyft stock. Here's my support line, right? There are a lot of buyers in here. You can see the consolidation on the daily, right? There are buyers in here around this $10 mark. A lot of buyers trying to get it cheap. But until Lyft can I don't know, they have to innovate something. There's only one company in the world that can absolutely not innovate a damn thing and still yet be a $3 trillion company, and that's Apple. And I think Apple's going to get slapped around back down to 140s. But here's the thing. Lyft needs to show the investing public something. Telling people you're going to screw drivers over more is not going to be the answer. You have to innovate. You either have to simplify or innovate. That's all Lyft can do. The 3 rides I had this morning, Eddie, right? The 3 rides I had this morning, all 3 of them were contracted rides, meaning one, the first ride I took this morning, a little $20 ride, was from my Cadillac dealership, no less, right? Police officer dropped his car off for service. I took the guy home. Whenever you get the capital letters on Lyft, you know that is a company ride. It is not a personal ride. It's a company ride. Second ride, I picked up from the VA, where I go to the VA. William King, capital letters. The third ride, young man going to his doctor's appointment over at Woodmont, which is where I went to the hospital originally 3 weeks ago. I didn't leave the neighborhood. Got my 3 rides in. All 3 were scheduled company rides. They were not individuals. That's something Lyft needs to exploit more of. If I were Lyft, I would be trying to sell that to investors. Look at all our business-to-business rides we're doing. These are contracts we can count on. But other than that, there's no innovation in the game. This is why I'm not messing with InDrive. It's another reason why I'm not messing with InDrive. They're not innovating. There's nothing innovative about InDrive. Not a damn thing. The Jedi mind trick is, you can negotiate and set your own prices. They tried that shit in California. That shit didn't work there either.
I just got an Uber surge, whatever, that I need to go on. But I'm looking at the app and there's no surge going on. Debating.
Again. Yeah. Here, let's look at Uber. Let's see what Uber's doing. Let's get Uber into the 1 day. Yeah, Uber's on the 1 day. Now, you see, Uber's interesting here, right? You guys can already see I've got some support resistance lines in here. Uber's another company that's interesting. Here's the beginning of Uber. At least Uber, because they're global, Uber is not a bad investment. Uber is not a bad investment. But here we go. Here is the support resistance now. So we flip that into support. We're going to turn that green. Now, right, because we missed this move, we could have traded all of this. You could have traded all of that. You could have traded a long-term swing. You could have traded all of this. You You really could have. Let's put in some more support resistance. And when you see it start to go, boom, right? Here's another support. Look how beautiful this one lined up. Point there, point there, points here, points here, points here. It's beautiful. That 3864 is a solid freaking line. That's a solid support resistance area. But now what we get to see, anybody who's interested, will this now continue in an uptrend, or will this come back to this 38? If it breaks below the 44.69 era, 44.65, whatever, look for it to come back to 38.64. You can trade that. You can trade whatever it does here. You can trade this back down because you know this is a solid support level. The chart is showing you it's solid.
And he's not ranting invisible ranch.
I'm not ranting. Listen. I'm trying to help you make money. I'm trying to get your ass out of the box.
I'm following
But
those
I'm not
lines. I'm following those lines. That's what I'm doing.
So that's how I look at it, y'all. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying that's how I look at it, and I have been profitable. Right? I have been profitable. So there it is, Eddie. I just spent 45 minutes explaining support, resistance, and trend lines.
Yep. I got about. Let me see. I got 10 minutes before I have to go and do this one. But it's been okay. All right. By the line, solo line, and okay. I like it. So on other news, all right. Let's go to some news. Let's go some quick news because I only got about 10 minutes. So we have Poppy Joe again. It's just I don't know what to say about this guy. This guy's just he's so horrible. He's so horrible. He says, I want to say one thing to our children. I know some really good ice cream places around here, and Daddy owes you. So talk to me afterwards. Yeah, the biggest no. I was like, what's wrong with you? This guy's so crazy. We do have. Oh, hold on. I need to go back. Where? Greg Abbott over here in Austin, Texas. I don't know what he's actually doing with this, but he was trying to propose.
Eddie, you need to bring up your screen.
Yeah, hold on.
Hold them out there, buddy.
Let me see if I can bring up what I actually have here.
Why you got naked dudes on your screen, bro?
It was somebody that it just literally just popped up.
Oh my god, he's got porno at us, guys. He's throwing us porno. What the hell?
Where are you, Abbott? Abbott was talking. Abbott was making news that that he was trying to pass. I don't know if he passed a law where there is no censorship going on. There's going to be no censorship in between the social medias. Here we go. So this is it. Abbott over here in Texas says Texas will not allow Biden administration or social media companies to silence conservative speech. I was proud to sign into law in 2021 banning social media censorship in Texas. So it's about Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, and because Biden takes aim at social media law. I just don't know how he's going to do it. What's he going to do? I mean, people we get throttled all the time on YouTube. Solicitor General Elizabeth Prelogar wrote a brief Monday saying conflicting decisions from circuit courts over similar laws in Texas and Florida warrant a Supreme Court review. The two laws passed by the GOP-led states aim to prohibit social media companies from banning users based on their political views. Those laws will limit companies from being able to moderate content and user, even if they violate the website's terms and conditions. I'm just wondering how they're going to enforce them. Will they allow lawsuits? Because we still get demonetized. We get demonetized big time when we talk about anything here in Texas.
Yeah. As long as they have that Section 230 is in place.
Yeah, they need to remove it.
That they cannot be sued. It's like the ultimate. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate fucking get out of jail card free. They need to do something about that. That's been in place since what, 2001. That needs to be changed. They need to be able to be held liable just like anybody else, because it's like they say, when once you start to censor anything, that's the same as editing. So if Eddie were to write a blog talking about whatever, and Google or Twitter or whatever, Facebook, whatever, were to come behind it and say, no, no, you got to edit that, you got to change that. Twitter still does that. Elon Musk is full of shit when it comes to Twitter, because you still can't say what you want on Twitter.
Yeah, will you believe they still have those fact checkers in there?
Yeah, bro, you still can't say what you want on Twitter. And then he hired that liberal CEO who's part of the WEF. Like, in that respects, when it comes to Twitter, Elon's compromised. 100% he's compromised when it comes to Twitter. 100%. So the point is if I can't constructively speak my mind in a public square, and they're going to edit me, meaning they're going to censor me, editing and censoring in the public scope when it comes to social media companies is the exact same thing, then they are now should be liable to be sued for false representation, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy, dude.
Now,
It's crazy.
CNN is, man, I'm hoping that you guys can hear this, but CNN is over in Georgia right now. See, it's not, you can't
Yeah.
hear the sound on it. But they went over to Georgia and they took a piece of a clip from Donald Trump's and said that you have to go out there and find me 17,800 something votes, and then they cut
Right.
the clip.
They clicked it.
They clipped it.
Yeah, they clicked it.
So it shows that he's trying to commit fraud, but then they didn't play the before and they didn't play the after of the clip. And they started showing it to Georgia voters to show them, to basically try to change their mind
Exactly
of
what
changing
was
their
said.
votes.
Well, right. They showed them the entire audio clip. They didn't just they didn't selectively edit, which is, that's what they do.
What they do is, so look, this is what the clip said. So look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is more than what we had. Let me see, which is more. Where is it? Which is more than what we had. And the thing is they never played the before. They never played the after. So they're
This is what they
manipulating.
do,
They're
dude.
manipulating because they know they're losing. They're losing the state.
Well, they're gonna continue to manipulate. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, the other day I tried to listen to, for the first time in like a month, I turned on Fox News, and I couldn't stand it. It was Neil Cavuto. I could not stand Fox News. It was disgusting. They are no different than the rest of them. They're not in it for the news, they're in it for the money. And that's where the problem lies. Look at the tweet. Look at the tweet that from Jean-Claude Pierre, the press secretary. Look at
Oh,
what happened with her, where they tweeted the tweet that was put out with her on the wrong account. It was supposed to be under Joe Biden's account, and they put it under her Twitter account, and then they deleted it, where she says, "When I was running for president." Oh, wait a minute. Since when is the press secretary running? Since when is she the president?
I actually saw that.
Yeah, bro. What the flick are you watching down your freaking Twitter account,
That's a
bro?
game.
You're gonna get us censored.
That's somebody
Come on,
in jail.
man. Stop.
That's somebody in jail.
Yeah, that's cat turd though. I know
Okay.
it is.
Oh, so stop.
It's a J6 guy.
And this is a car. Don't tell me he slides all the way right back into the road.
Only once in
Anyway,
a while
but
if something happens, they want to talk about it. Yeah, I agree,
yeah.
bro.
And this is Ukraine. New allegations show breaking news that senior officials in Ukraine used U.S. money to buy luxury mansions outside of the country.
Yeah, in Spain. So they got busted. These guys have gotten busted for buying these freaking $1 million mansions and vehicles in Spain. Just like Zelensky's wife got busted for a $40,000 shopping spree.
and
right?
over and this is how they're delivering. This is how they're delivering the supplies to Hawaii. Jet skis.
Yeah,
Because
because they're not allowed to.
as long as they're not part of FEMA, they're not gonna let them get the supplies. So let's say
Yeah,
screw the government, okay? And
yeah,
I'm hoping that they all suffer the consequences for all this crap they're doing. Dude, Maui, it
bro.
just looks like it's burned. I mean, like burnt,
Pallets
like
and
toasted.
pallets and pallets of supplies, right, were delivered, were donated by private citizens. And because it wasn't FEMA, the local officials, including the governor of that state, bro, that governor should be strung up by his ankles, bro. He should be drugged through the Bay of Lahani during shark season with what he's doing to those people over there right now. It's horrible. How are you not going to let supplies get into the people that need it? Those people ran out of their cars, ran out of their houses, and jumped in the ocean to stay alive. It's sick, dude.
Yeah, they jumped in the water,
It's sick.
and I hope this happens because I'm definitely moving my ass over to if the
Mm-hmm.
X phone comes out. So
100%.
yep, the
100%.
Tesla
I will
phone. If the
absolutely
Tesla
drop
phone
everybody.
comes out, yeah, I'm definitely going for it. This
I'm
is not
dropping
Elon. This
everything.
is somebody else. Um, but I'm hoping it does. I've had some really bad experiences with AT&T, and that was during Hurricane Maria. It's just the lies on it, and they took advantage. I mean, they were collecting money. They collected my money. Shit, I show my bank account. Be like, how much money did you take out? But
Well,
besides that, oh,
anyway.
shoot.
All right. So I know you got to get out of here. We're going to end this. I guess we'll cut it at what, 10:30 today?
Yeah, you can say
What
that.
time do you want to let it go? Yeah,
You
let's go ahead and cut it loose. I got shit that I got to do too today, or I'm gonna have to, or I'm gonna be getting my ass kicked by Richie Hustles today if I don't get this done.
yeah. So anyway, trying to find a video for you guys, but I'm just trying to be a little bit positive. Usually my videos are cringy, very, very, very cringy.
They are
Uh,
cringy, dude.
yeah. So, but that is the whole forest. Oh, there's a the start of the forest. Okay, yeah, there's a forest. There's a forest fires in France.
Bro, how many people
Yeah,
are
they have.
starting these fires though? These fires are being started on purpose, man.
These are the
It's
forest fires
sad
in
what these,
France.
it's sad what I'm telling you what I
You
read.
know how hard it is
They
pine
said
trees to
that,
go on fire? Now, is that water or is that that looks like that better be water? Let's say here the start of forest fires in France. I don't know. You know, there was this little thing with controlled fires. Yeah. They're setting it on fire. It's a
yep.
helicopter throwing sparks, setting it on fire.
Uh-oh, what is invisible is telling me was good the stock rent. Usually you don't go that deep. I'm not sure what he's talking about. I don't think I went deep. Did I go deep?
No, I think you know. Well, he wasn't really ranting. He was just going over the support and resistance charts. But yeah, I don't know this controlled fire thing. So anyway,
I appreciate that y'all appreciate it though.
your
Hopefully
appreciation
this
is greatly appreciated.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if I listen. It's like I read on Twitter this morning, man. They say FJB is going to absolutely declare a climate emergency. It's what they're pushing towards. Look for that to happen because they're not going to. If you guys think anybody other than DJT is going to be your next president of the United States, I got some swampland to sell you in China. Okay? There's only one way they're going to stop that person. They're either going to stop his breathing or they're going to try to declare some type of martial law by way of environmental emergency. that. Listen, y'all can get on me all you want, President Harris. Now, see, Invisible is just trying to trigger me. I'm not going to let you do it, buddy. I'm not going to let you do it.
I didn't go that far. I didn't go that far today. I want to pull up
No,
a
he
couple
ain't
of
gonna
things
trigger
in
me.
news, but it was not today. I think we should keep Thursdays as a nice and easy and trading day. Be like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I'm going to be doing. So
Listen, Invisible. I hope that happens. I truly do hope that happens. It would be the absolute biggest shit show. It would be the biggest shit show ever. I just want to know. I just got one question for you, buddy. Are her knee pads designer brand or are they from Alibaba and Amazon? That's what I want to know. I want to know if she has designer brand knee pads. That's all I want to know. That's it.
all right, let's end it. Okay, let's end it.
All right, I love you
is
guys.
your Support and Resistance Day. I hope you guys got a little bit of knowledge out of it. I did. All right, and we will do it again next week. Next week, because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh wait, we got the Sunday pivot.
Sunday pivot.
We're gonna talk about setting up your YouTube channel. Okay?
That's right.
So there you go. You wanted it, you're gonna get it.
Join us for that. It's 45 minutes to an hour. It's very casual. It's got nothing to do with rideshare, everything to do with something else you might want to do in life. That's all. And big shout out to Melvin for joining us last night on the podcast, brother. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. You ready?
All right, we'll see you guys.
Ready?
That's right.
You ready?
Funny clip. It's a funny clip.